Alrighty, well, we'll get started. Thank you for coming. Those of you who are here, we appreciate it. And what I wanted to do is have an opportunity to share with you the search process that is underway, share with you the timeline and how you can give input to the search for the superintendent, for your permanent superintendent. So if you're ready, we'll get started. Okay. So this is a quote from our board president, and the highlighted part is very definitely reflects the will of the board and their desire to find the best possible candidate to serve the students in Decatur ISD. And I will tell you that Decatur is a very attractive place for a new superintendent. It's a leader in Wise County. People recognize the opportunity here, and I am very pleased with the response we've had so far to the superintendent search in the way of applicants. So that's just a strong commitment from the board, and I think it permeates and it gets felt throughout the community. So I want to thank them for this. And then here's the candidate profile. The board established the profile that they would like to see in their applicants and their candidates for a superintendent. So here's what they are. And I don't want to read it to you because you can read. I'll just say that we're looking at least 5 years of successful leadership experience. And forgive me, I've got a head cold, and so you hear all the nasal thing going on. Prior superintendent experience is preferred. Principal experience is required. Wanting to be knowledgeable in school law and finance and student achievement and the outcomes there, and understanding bond programs, because that's in the future for Decatur ISD. So someone with experience there would be. And of course, evidence as a proven leader, that they can show a track record and a background that is one of someone who successfully worked or led in a school system. Master's degree required, doctorate is preferred, Texas obviously is required in the superintendency. Any questions about that? Okay, so this is a give and take. This is not just me, I will share, but it's give and take. So you could ask questions and jump in at any time. So here's the timeline. Back in August of 23, Dr. Jones announced that he would retire at the end of the 23-24 school year, which he did, and the board brought me in at the end of June as an interim superintendent. And I do have to say that's gone quickly. It has, that time frame. So right before the Christmas break, we posted the position for superintendent. All of that's available on our webpage. If you'll go to the district's homepage, you're going to see superintendent search. A click there allows you to see information about the district, the job announcement itself that was posted when this posting was made. We posted on the district webpage, we posted in texasisd.com, .org. Those are the two, they are the two places where superintendents are looking for superintendent postings. Then in January, the board is seeking input from staff and community members, and that's us here today. And I'll talk about the survey, and of course, this is a focus group so that you can ask questions and give input. The application period closed today, 5 minutes ago, closed at 5 p.m. on the 21st. The board will interview in February. And then they will move into, if all goes well, naming a lone finalist sometime by the end of February, so that come join us, sometime that a new superintendent could join us by the end of spring break, show up after spring break. So it's very likely, you'd have a new superintendent right after spring break by the end of March. Any questions about the timeline or the process that we're going through? We have had quite a few applicants. Yes, I can tell you that as of 10 minutes ago, there were 55 applicants, which is, as I said, people see Decatur as a great opportunity, a terrific community, a place that families and become a part of the community. And people I've spoken to express that emotion. I can assert to that. It's a great place to be. So public input and the survey. What you have here is QR code if you want to look at it, but if you go to our webpage, you'll see the survey right there, and you can take that survey. We're going to go over the questions in the survey and hopefully have a dialogue about that tonight. The two ways is the forum for public input, and then the survey where you can put down things you want to say personally, you know, that you may not want to say out loud, but you can certainly write it. And I will tell you that Monique Bird, our Director of Communications, is taking notes. The board will have a summary of each of the focus groups. I'm conducting them at each campus, and also one at Central Office for Central Office and associated departments that aren't housed here, for those staff members, and then the community forum. So they'll have all of the comments, so they'll know what input was given to them as they review applications and make a decision about Decatur's next leader. Any questions? Okay, you're ready to rumble? Let's do it. Okay, let's have a conversation then. Under the desired characteristics, there are these 5 categories are what you'll see on the survey. What are the attributes, you know, the qualities you'd want to see in a superintendent? What levels of expertise, you know, a skill set that would help Decatur move into its future? Characteristics, approachable, a good listener, you know, any of that. And then top strengths of the district, and then the challenges that you believe the district will be facing in the next 3 years. So let's talk about them. So when you go to the survey page, you're going to see this information. And while all of these are important for you, as you look at them, you're being asked to identify the top 5, the ones in your opinion are absolutely the top 5 qualities you would want to see in a new superintendent, or in Decatur's new superintendent. So you can see what they are. I know you can read it in the big screen, because that's a big screen. You ought to be able to read that. And then here. So now we're going to stop, and Monique will take notes. So I hope you will share. What are the thoughts? I mean, everyone in this room, well, not everyone, almost everyone in this room is a parent of a child in Decatur ISD. What are you looking for that you would believe would be top qualities for a new superintendent? Approachable, okay.
Integrity.
What else? That's 2. You've got approachable and integrity. Who else wants to add something? Yeah, yeah. For innovation, yeah.
I was going to say that visionary attitude.
Okay.
The challenges that we're going to face, I think we need somebody that can think it.
And I think you were going to say something?
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything anybody says. I think
Any other comments here on the top qualities you would look for a super? Know they've been heard. And it's more than just I heard you. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Any other parent in the room? Wearing two hats today. Okay, now let's talk about areas of leadership characteristics. This is outside of the qualities of a person, and this is more in what they can bring to enhance the district and I guess inspires all there. Let me give you a moment to read them and just think about them. Responsibility for actions, strong management and self-reflection. Delegates, knows how to, there was an old saying that I learned as a principal that I taped it on, had it in my office, said, and it's a little sing-songy thing, avoid the workaholic's fate, save yourself and delegate. You can't do everything yourself. You have to learn how to lean on work with the talents of the team.
Delegates is the one.
Okay, so delegation is one that you think would be a strong strength. Hire as well, sure. You got top quality people.
The growth we've got.
Know that there are 12, in our demography report at the last board meeting, in December's board meeting, excuse me, they showed that we have 12 on the planning board, and they're on the city's radar. Anything else? What else, guys? What would you be looking for? I mean, they're all important. We're just, from your perspective, what strikes you as top of the list? Looking at student achievement, monitoring growth, pardon me, and then challenging the practices that are blocking. What else, guys?
That last one on the first row, monitors and implements.
Have to have a way of checking back. We look at our district, talk with principals cyclically, so we know how student achievement is. Thank you for saying that. Absolutely. Not an easy job, you know.
It's lonely at the top.
but it is a fulfilling and important one. Recognize. Okay. Then let's look at top areas of expertise. Now, these are skill sets. Look at that, you think to yourself, this would be the type of thing that we need right now to move us forward as a district. And I know that we are live streaming, so there may be some who are watching and can't read all of that. I hate to read them for you, I won't, but I'll just mention a few. There's experience in successful bond management, our emphasizing the importance of safe and caring environments, communicates that clear vision, a shared. Y'all talked about that earlier when you talk about we know where we're going, we've got a clear vision for that. Recruits and retains talented staff, identifies and seeks resolutions to concerns, a strong communicator. I mean, these are the type of skill sets. Strong fiscal management, includes data other than STAR in ways we monitor how students are doing. Okay, so give you a minute, take a look at that, and then think about the ones that you feel are at the top of the list for you, and I hope you'll continue to share.
Communicate both publicly to everyone and even as a
So a strong communicator. And we're grateful that we have Monique here to help us and improve how we do our district communications. But every one of us needs to take a role in understanding what it is and why it's so important. What else?
Yeah, the experience in bond management is critical, especially right now.
Yeah. Experience in bond management. Absolutely. You know, that's a true need of the district. It's not possible to continue to, district can't fund its the things funded through a bond out of their maintenance and operations. It's not. You know, the maintenance and operations is what pays for the lights to be on and the teacher's salary, equipment that we use, all of that. But renovating a building, buying buses, all of that, those are big ticket things, and they all are part of bond referendum. What else?
Recruiting, maintaining.
Oh, and retaining them. We've got some talented teachers here. I'm so impressed.
Gotta keep them.
Yes, we do. We need to recruit them, and we need to keep them. Yes, striving for continuous improvement. And that's, you know, that is a trajectory. It's like anything else. I tell myself that with the stock market. It's not a straight line going up. Some of it goes down and up and down, but the trajectory is upward, and it is improvement. It's not change for change's sake. It's a way of looking at things so that they become better for the kids. It's all about kids. Yes, you're right. Strong fiscal management. Certainly in a successful bond management program, in looking at compensation scales and how are you know, what can we do to recruit and staff. Certainly, I won't get on a soapbox about being stuck with 2019 funding, but I will say that that these become very, very important as we find resolution and problem solve for where we are. Else?
Definitely the student
Yeah, communicates a clear vision for student success. That and that people know that is the purpose. Want to be a part of this team. I mean, isn't it great that people want to come teach in Decatur and they say, I want to be here. I know you're doing great things for kids. I want to be a part of that. That's that clear vision for student success. What else? You're a small group, but you're mighty. Okay. In that case, let's look at the next two questions that you'll see on the survey. And I hope every one of you, if you haven't yet taken the survey, that you go online and you do that, because this allows you to look at each of those categories, pick your top 5. It allows you to write in your own words what you believe are the top strengths and the top challenges. So, in the area of top strength of the district, what would you say? This is important in Decatur ISD. It is a strength we have. We don't want to lose it. We don't want to see that change in any way. Oh, okay. I could hear doors opening back there, and I thought we were alone. Okay, so just doing some repairs. That's great. Okay, so strengths. We don't want to lose them. We want to not just preserve them. We want to improve them. These are our strengths. So, let us have it. Monique's taking notes. Let's hear it. Personnel. That is definitely a strength. The talented people in this district. Yeah, absolutely.
and a sense of community.
I'm repeating some of it because I don't know if people can hear it when the streaming, so I'm not being a parrot, just a parrot. but what they're saying, what you're saying is that, say it again because I've already lost. The sense of the community.
The sense of the community,
Yes. And that is so true that Decatur, the Decatur community is one of the most generous communities I have. By that and their willingness to step up and support the schools and support their own community. So yes, our staff, our teachers, in the community itself, great people. Whoever moves in as your leader is going to find a welcoming and supportive community as well. What else? Top strengths. Of the students. Yeah, really amazing. Talented students who are willing to challenge themselves, excel in extracurriculars, who taking a lot of enrollment classes, and they're finding ways to further themselves before they leave high school. The best be well-mannered students. I know not everyone gets a chance to be in the high school or the middle school, but it's just impressive that got teens who greet you and smile and say hello.
Respect is one. They are very respectful, and that's a strength for all of us.
So respect, that we're treated respectfully, that you see that as a grandparent, and that's part of a close-knit family feel, that people recognize each other and respect what they have to say. right? Other strengths, top strengths of the district. You talked about kids, you talked about staff, you talked about community. Interact with us in a respectful manner.
Her, and that is not something you find everywhere, especially in this day and age. And that
Great.
is
Thank you for sharing that. So I'll share that it's the way that our students support each other. Students who have any special needs find themselves supported by their peers, welcomed, that it's a great community for parents who do have students who need additional support. That's great. Okay. There's opportunity. You know, I look at students who participate in those extracurriculars as students who are willing to challenge themselves in some manner or another. They're willing to compete. They're willing to put themselves out there. They're risk-taking. They're willing, I'll get out there and try. And if we don't win a game or pushing ourselves, we're doing that. And that's a strength. That is absolutely a strength. Okay, what's that?
common sense. Like, and really, that's not even just within the school. That is the
So share what you mean by common sense,
you know,
the strength of the district.
I want to say this gracefully, but sometimes and I really feel like there are just so many.
Okay, so grounded in who they are and what they do, and the approach they take to problem solving and interacting with others. And you qualified that as common sense, but you described it beautifully, so thank you for that. Did I interpret you correctly?
You did. I think
Okay, all right.
I think I've seen over the last but in a nice way. I think they respect.
Yeah, they do. Kids clean up after themselves, but I also tell you,
Each other.
yes, they do, and they help each other. I also tell you that the principals are very aware of the needs of their building, and Kyle Masak is here, and he's very aware that they are, because they put in work orders for anything that needs to be repaired. The district has made the most of the buildings it has. They're clean, they're beautifully maintained, they're lovingly cared for, and they've made them stretch as far as they can. And I want to thank him and his department for the work they do in that. And that is a strength, that we continue to do that.
I've been in a lot of other districts, and one of them,
Thank you. The pride of that the community shares in their school district. And we see that with the Economic Development Corporation. Produced a manufacturing day for our students, and lots of businesses joined in and supported kids. We see it in the internships that they provide. We see it so many ways that show that people are proud of what's happening in the district. Okay, anything else before I move on? Don't want to cut anyone short, so if you got another strength you'd like to share. What? A hunger. Okay.
Like I think we recognize that Decatur has
Let's just stay right there. Okay, so a hunger to see how else we can add value. What else do we need to do? Not just say, okay, it's great and we're good, and let's let that go. And that goes back to that feeling of continuous improvement and that desire to grow what you have. I think so a hunger for getting better. Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better, and then do better. That's always great. Open your horizons and learn, and then know better. Okay, you ready for me to move on? Final question that you'll see on the survey, and the final question that we'll discuss together. So, what are the top challenges that you think the district will face in the next 3 years or so? And you're all people, pardon my coughing, I'm sorry. So you're all people who know the community, and you know the district, and you know some of its challenges. So what do you believe are top challenges? And this is all in line with the skill set that a superintendent might be able to bring to the table. Pardon me, sorry. So what do you see?
finance, money.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How to make that turnip really, really squeeze out some dollars. Yeah. Growth?
Yeah.
Okay.
The White County Messenger just had
Yep.
the board, and we can barely hold the students that there are.
Yes, it does. And there's some time between today and when all of that pops and another 1,000 kids are in the district to prepare for it, to get a replacement school and to do the things that need doing. Okay, so growth, definitely.
I think a big challenge that
Yes.
no matter what anybody feels or thinks
Uh-huh.
about that, but
Ah,
it's managing,
okay.
managing that way.
The facility planning committee?
Yes, even talking about
Yes, managing, not just managing the growth, but also, as you said, managing the dynamics within the community so that that growth becomes accepted and a part of the complexion of the district. It's just part of who we are. And you can maintain a very close, solid values system, regardless of your You have to give time to work on that. So I appreciate you saying that. And there's a way of saying, welcome to our community, and let us help you feel comfortable and a part of what we do. Appreciate that. That's good insight. What else?
Personnel.
Oh, yes, absolutely a challenge. You know, we've got so many people who were in education and left to raise a family, could come back to public education. Should they see it as a viable that we tell our story about, and that we help people understand what they get in return when they step into classrooms and they help young minds grow. That's really personnel. Is there anything else you want to say about personnel?
Well, I was just thinking.
Digress for a moment and said that when I left, we were hiring between 450 to 500. We're opening 2 schools at a time, and it just growth everywhere. And existing schools that now have 3 more classrooms, and it's there. It is. So being a place that people want to be a part of, that's part of that personnel piece too. That people go, oh, I know what you're doing over there. The board did approve legislative priorities, and one of those is to remove the penalties to the educator and the district for hiring retired after a year and go, I really thought I was ready, but gosh, I'd love to come back and work for a few more years. They're talented, experienced people. You'd love to have them back. So I hope that will be something that can be addressed. But that is a challenge across the board. Absolutely. What else? What other challenges can you think of? You mentioned growth. You mentioned personnel. You've mentioned that the dynamics within the community that come with growth and navigating those.
It's 4-day week too.
Oh yes, that's true.
Staff will be adjusting too,
Uh-huh.
even though I'm sure most of them voted for it or wanted it. You have to adjust.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay, so the challenge of full implementation now of a 4-day week. And, I always used to think, if I only knew today what I was going to know a year from now. So there will be something that, you'll bump into it and go, darn, and you'll got to find a solution to that. So this is good. Yeah, you're right. Anything, best we can to think of everything. What didn't we think of? Those things will happen too. What else, guys? Top challenges you think the district will face? Did you say bond referendum and I didn't repeat that?
Well, that was
Well, I don't mean to be giving you your thoughts. You tell me.
that was the first one with the finances, because it was tied
Oh.
to the finances and tied to
Yeah.
bond specifically. That was
Okay. Yeah, so finances tied to
yes, because that's going to be
managing the district's finances on a short funding system, and then the growth and the growth that requires. You'll need bonds for a lot of things. growth?
Say in
And now they're what?
they're scared
Okay.
that we don't have that ability and that mentality. But someone who can really motivate internally. Just because we had a couple fail does not mean that's always going to be the case.
Okay, so someone who can inspire the community around a bond referendum that's successful.
And someone who can lead and get financial things in line.
Yeah.
So there's trust, not just inspiration.
Yeah. And someone who can help build trust within the community and around the finances of our district.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
The person's gonna have to be able to pull the staff.
So a challenge will be that communication with the staff so that they understand it and can be a part of that.
They've gotta be part.
And that too.
I think we've heard over and over.
Absolutely. Communication and transparency. Telling you, this is the way it is, this is what it is.
And I want to hop on the transparency. So just ensuring that the district, that we remain transparent. An equitable opportunity to,
Okay, so you're saying in transparency in the way funds are allocated, particularly when there are additional funds, and I say when, not if, addressed to schools, then that there's an understanding of the priorities, how things were prioritized, what the greatest needs were, and that there is a support of that internally and externally. That about what you meant?
correct. And again,
Okay.
I've not,
Well, it is for all of us. My mother used to say that the only time she and Dad argued about money when they were new married was when they had an extra $5 left over at the end of the week. It wasn't that they had to pay the bill. It was, what do we do? And we each had different priorities. What we do with it. So we know what our needs are, and they are great as far as financial support, because that drives and lowers student class ratio, our compensation packages, and the ability. So anything else, guys, on time? You've been really great. You have.
It's gonna be important for the next. That backup, because I think we have people out here that.
Okay, so you're saying a challenge will be how finding a way to communicate to help our community understand what we need and yet can't afford, and how they might help us be a part of that solution. True. No, I know.
We try, but it won't work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just trying to think of a,
Yes. Make that open for them, that they're
don't want-
invited in.
I think they don't want to mind our business as a school.
So the challenge of bringing community in and find a place where they feel comfortable. I can bring this or that. And not just taking notes, you can share too.
So we have a sizable Hispanic population. That it can become a detriment to the district.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, and a challenge will be embracing all parts of our community. So so those who couldn't have hear that comment, it was that we reach out to our Hispanic community. We marshal their resources and their contributions, and we make a way for that to happen. Any district, regardless of which group you may be speaking of, way to be a part and contribute. Yes.
Okay, last one.
Well, you've been saving them up.
Yes, some have said it, but welcoming the newcomers. Right?
Welcoming the what?
The
The newcomers. What do we do to bring, yes, newcomers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's that newcomer packet like? How do they get involved? Oh, yeah, newcomers. Because that will be part of managing the growth, is recognizing newcomers and helping them feel welcome. Anything else? Okay, then in that case, I'm going to show you the last slide. Are there any other comments you would like to share with the board? Now remember, the same forum, focus group, is being held with each campus staff as well. So these are the exact same questions that we talked about at each of the schools, and that I wanted to give you an opportunity to share. So you saw the survey, and I do hope you'll go back and you'll take the survey individually. And then are there any other comments you would like to share with the board?
From that experience and then coming to be a superintendent, I think
Okay.
who's been in school districts and has someone who's worked in administration
Uh-huh.
for many. Types of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be crucial that we think bigger rather than small.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat it, make sure I get it right. Okay, so you're saying that you would
Do what?
invite the board to consider people who are in larger systems who've had experience with that, who can take what they know and help manage growth as it goes.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? You have the online survey, and you can put in your comments on the survey under strengths and challenges. And, that's an opportunity to embed anything that you didn't say tonight that you may have said later when you get home and think about it and say, gosh, I could have, should have. That. I do hope you'll do that. Well, I want to thank you for being here. I really do. I appreciate it. I know that it's a cold, cold, cold winter evening, and it is dinner time for somebody. I know that. So I'm going to turn this off, but I do want